Good morning, guys. Thank you for joining me. It is just after 8 o'clock. I'm about to head off to work. Actually, I am heading off to work. I am driving, as you can see. I wanted to do my morning check-in because I'm a little confused, honestly, as to why I'm about to talk about what I'm about to talk about. It's not something that usually comes up in my morning meditation, and I'm not sure why it came up, but I'm gonna have to look for opportunities to, I guess, put it into practice. And I wanted to talk about it because I think it's important. I think, it is something important and something that I should talk about, but I just don't know why today's the day. But what I wanted to talk about today was the difference between failing and losing, because there is a difference, and there's also a big misconception about this. And I think failure and loss get used synonymously a lot, and it's sending the wrong message to a lot of people. Because there's a difference between failing and losing, and one is okay and one isn't. Loss is okay, it's inevitable. You just have to learn from it, readjust, and move on. Failure is not okay. Failure is preventable. And I think that telling people that failure is okay has become the new participation trophy, especially in the world where I live, which is, entrepreneurship and business. There's a lot of motivational videos and memes out there that are oh, failure is okay, just learn from it and move on. But failure isn't really something you can learn from, So I want to get really practical about this, so I'm going to stop ranting, I'm going to slow down, and I'm really going to explain to you what I'm talking about. So losing, which is inevitable, happens when you execute the best way you know how. When you do the best that you can do, you try your hardest, and it just doesn't happen. Maybe in sports, the other team outplays you, or in business, the customer just wasn't interested, or the potential customer just wasn't interested. You did the best you could, you did everything you know how to do, and it just wasn't meant to be. That's okay, because what happens when you lose is you can go back, you can learn from the tape, as it were, and you can readjust so you're better prepared next time. And next time you can execute better because you know better. Failure, on the other hand, has nothing to do with how hard you tried. Well, actually, it has everything to do with that. Because failure happens when you don't execute the best that you know how. Failure happens when you just kind of go into a situation and are I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to wing it. I'm not really into it. Whatever. I'm not going to really try. And if you do that and it, whatever you're hoping will happen doesn't happen, that's a failure. That's a failure because you did know better. You actively failed by not executing the best way you know how. And this plays true in business, this plays true in life, this plays true in sports, it plays true everywhere. There's a difference between failure and loss. Failure just means you didn't try. And that's your fault. You don't get a fucking trophy for that. Loss is inevitable. Loss is good if you know how to learn from it, readjust, and try harder next time. Losses are inevitable. Losses are okay. Losses are good things because it's how we learn how to do better. So that's my rant. I really want to get this video out there, so I'm hoping that if you guys see this, you'll share it, because I think we're sending the wrong message. And by the way, I'm not a big shot entrepreneur. I'm not by any means, and I'm not trying to come off that way at all. I just think that there is a misconception going on, and it's sending the wrong message to a lot of people. And I want to get everybody clear on this because, we're living in what Gary Vee talks about as the greatest era of fake entrepreneurship. And I think that this misconception about failure and loss is playing a huge role in that. So that's all I got for today. I'm on my way to work. I'm working the later shift today, 10 to 6, so should be interesting. Haven't done this in a couple weeks, but I feel nice and rested. I got a good like 5.5 hours of sleep. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I will check back in at around 6 o'clock tonight, and we'll see what happened during the day. So take it easy, guys. Bye.